How's it going, everyone? This is Maximilian, and you're watching the Street Fighter X Tekken January Breakdown. So around a month ago, we had the chance to dive into one of the more controversial subjects of Street Fighter X Tekken, and it was the gem system. And when it was revealed, the gem system wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I was predicting a problem or the issue that was going to happen with the pre-ordered DLC gems, or more specifically, the gems you would have to get for buying the extended edition of the game, or the special edition. And I was saying that these gems would have activation properties similar to gems that are already like default in the game, but they would have different activation properties. So, and I think this is actually confirmed. This is how a couple of them are working. So it really depends, like if the activation property is way easier and then the bonus is way greater, then that kind of sucks. It's still hard to say whether gems are going to be allowed in tournaments because I don't think anyone has actually had their chance to dive in with the gem system too much to break it down even more. But there's a few other things that we've finally seen some more information on and some gameplay footage that have me really excited, and it's the team-up modes or the scramble mode. Essentially, this allows you to have a giant multiplayer with the game, up to 4 players. Whether it's with a tag team partner that you can use to control the second partner, or the 2-on-2 person free-for-all, which I think is called scramble mode. And this is kind of similar to the old dramatic battles you might have remembered from Street Fighter Alpha 3. And these look to be the party functions of the game, but I'm actually really curious about, after the game comes out, when we get some time with like scramble mode and all these other modes, how functional would these actually be in a tournament setting? Can we actually have a proper competitive setting for the tag mode and the scramble mode? Because I think that would be absolutely awesome to see that happen on a big stage. It could be a lot of hype, it could be a lot of fun. And I'm also really looking forward to see how functional it is online. Of course, that's twice the amount of inputs and maybe twice the amount of information being spread across one console to another when you have 2 people live on one system and 2 people on another. So I hope that actually is functional. I'm a little bit worried it might not be as responsive as the other game modes, but we'll see when the game eventually comes out and we can begin digging into the online. But aside from modes and gems and all the other crazy crap that's in Street Fighter X Tekken, let's talk about the characters. And just recently there were 6, yep, count them, 6 more friggin' characters for Street Fighter X Tekken released in the newest trailer. On the Tekken side of the cast, we got Law, Paul, and Xiao Yu, and on the Street Fighter side of the cast, they gave us Balrog, Vega, and Juri. Balrog and Vega look to be nearly identical and intact to their Street Fighter counterparts, similar to a lot of the other Street Fighter 4 characters in this game. And I was fairly surprised they added Juri to Street Fighter X Tekken. She's become a fan favorite of sorts, but wasn't exactly the most popular character in Super Street Fighter 4 or Arcade Edition. But I'm kinda glad because she fits into the roster rather well alongside some of the newer non-Street Fighter 4 characters like Rolento, Hugo, and Poison. But there were a lot of rumors by Ono being tossed around his Twitter about Arm Mika potentially making an appearance in this game, but we still have not seen anything or had any other concrete information as of yet. But besides these 4 new character official reveals, there was another reveal that's pretty similar to a couple of other Street Fighters that have yet to show up on the roster, which was Cody and Guy. They appeared in a trailer that was debuted last year in a cutscene, and while they have yet to be officially announced, another character was shown in a cinematic trailer, and it's Bison. Oh my god, does that dude look pissed? Now flipping over to the Tekken side, another character that has not been officially announced yet but was also in this trailer with Bison and had been mentioned at I think the very first cinematic trailer was Jin Kazama. Now I don't want to go into many full details yet, but if Jin is in this game, I'm going to be a very happy person. In any of the Tekkens since Tekken 3, I've been playing Jin, so that's Tekken 3, Tekken Tag, Tekken 4, Tekken 5, and even Tekken 6 to an extent. If Jin doesn't make it into this game, I'll find you, Capcom. I'll find you. But the 4 other Tekken characters that were officially announced are looking pretty faithful to their original moveset in the Tekken series. And I think in a recent gameplay video, Lin Xiaoyu even has her backwards stance that you saw all the time in the previous Tekken games. But we didn't have a lot of information or footage released about Law, and I'm kinda curious if he's just gonna be kind of a Fei Long variant, if they're maybe gonna make him a Rekka character, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did in the end. I haven't heard much about Fei Long making it into Street Fighter X Tekken, but I think the Bruce Lee clone matchup needs to happen. And last but not least, we have Paul, and Paul looks like a— whoa, dude! Oh my god, what's wrong with your face? That is some of the most hideous versus screen art I've ever seen, and I really don't think Paul looked like that in the Tekken games. Granted, he does look a lot better in motion when he's actually fighting during the trailer. And I guess he trained to fight aliens at the end of one of the Tekken games? Maybe the goofiness is warranted.
Yeah! Bring it on, you aliens!
Hey, you guys wanna fight?
But there have been a lot of rumors flying around from unofficial sources about the later roster that's going to be showing up for Street Fighter X Tekken. The leaks incite that the game will have a 49 character roster, and that's not including the PlayStation or Vita characters. On the Capcom side, some of these character rumors included Dudley, Elena, Blanca, and Akuma. And like we were saying, we already saw Cody and Guy in a previous trailer, so that's a pretty safe bet. Along with Bison, who was shown in character portrait art during a live match. But on the Tekken side, some of the character rumors are leaning towards Jack, Brian, Christy, Leo, Lars, Alyssa, and Human Ogre. Now the only reason we don't take this list and completely toss it out the window of credibility is because with the previous character announcements, especially the one that recently happened with the 6 characters, it actually lines up. On this list before, these characters were on here, so this could actually be potentially a credible source. But of course, take this with a gigantic grain of salt because this is coming from an anonymous source on the internet. But seeing that this list could potentially be possible has me pretty excited. The fact that Lars and Jin could be in the game could possibly mean that in Street Fighter X Tekken, I could be running a Tekken team as my primary. And that'll just about wrap it up for the Street Fighter X Tekken January breakdown, and... Wait, what? There's more? Who else could possibly... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's Pac-Man! They're putting Pac-Man in. That's kind of cool. Let's match him up with the cats, I guess. And wait a minute, who's that? No. No, they can't be. Dude, you're in the wrong game. Oh my god, no. What's wrong with your face?